Did you know that millions of people in the United States have both diabetes and coronary artery disease? Well, in fact, the country's 26 million people with diabetes are up to 3 times more likely to develop coronary artery disease. A new FDA-approved medical device is the first and only treatment option for people with both conditions. And Dr. Ronald Caputo, Director of Cardiac Services and Cardiology Research at St. Joseph's Hospital in Syracuse, New York, joins us now with more. How are you, Dr. Caputo?
I'm great, Laura. How are you?
I'm doing well, and so great to have you with us, especially giving us this valuable information that our viewers can use. First, let's start with this. What's the connection between coronary artery disease and diabetes?
Well, diabetics are very apt to develop coronary artery disease. The biochemical makeup of diabetics makes it very likely that they will deposit cholesterol into the lining of their coronary arteries. And unfortunately, those cholesterol deposits can build up and develop blockages in those arteries. And that will restrict blood flow to the heart muscle and can ultimately lead to a heart attack.
So I imagine that some of those blockages that you're talking about are the unique challenges that that group of folks faces. But maybe what are some other things that maybe they're unfortunately having to deal with in their day-to-day life?
Right. Well, in their day-to-day life, I mean, diabetes is associated with many complications. Neuropathy, kidney problems, and specifically, today we're talking about heart problems. The issue becomes with diabetics that not only are they apt to develop blockages in their coronary arteries, treating them for these blockages is also difficult. Let's say a diabetic needs to have a bypass operation. An angioplasty, a stent. They just don't do as well as standard patients. They're more apt to have complications from the procedure. They're more apt to need repeat procedures, and their mortality rates are higher. So they're a very difficult subgroup of patients to treat.
Well, Dr. Caputo, all that said, what's this new device that we're talking about and the potential impact that it would have on these patients' lives?
Right, Laura, this is a stent, which is a little metal mesh tube that we slide into the coronary artery to the level of the blockage, and then we expand the stent. The stent pushes the blockage out of the way and embeds itself into the lining of the artery and acts like a buttress to keep the artery open so blood can get down. Now, the special part of this stent is that it's got a little medicine painted on it that prevents scar tissue from growing. That's been a problem for diabetics. They've had trouble when these stents heal with scar tissue growing in and re-narrowing them. Up to 40% of patients would come back with a re-narrowing. With this particular medicine on the stent, 93% of patients have a good long-term result, up to a year or 2.
Well, needless to say, it seems like it's a life-saving device. Where can people go to get a little bit more information about it?
Right, the internet's always a great place to get information. The American Diabetes Association, the American Heart Association, great websites. For specific information about this stent, medtronic.com. And I also think it's very important for patients to get in and see their doctor. They can tell them about their individual needs and concerns in regard to their diabetes and other health care problems. So I really think getting in to see your doctor is important.
Well, Dr. Caputo, we really appreciate you taking time out of your busy schedule to be with us this morning. Thank you so very much.
Great talking to you, Laura.
Well, we're back with more Low Country Live coming up in just one moment. Stay with us.